Hello and welcome to Digitals in Gaming. I'm Xentosis and this is episode whatever it is. I don't even know, but it is Direwolf20's 1.19 mod pack. Now, we've got stuck last time, and as you can see the floor has changed quite considerably. Yeah, so I was running out of channels, it was annoying me, I was getting really wound up. So I took a leaf out of P2P tunnels. Of all things. So now what I've got is I've got these. I've got this, which is you have to make sure that they can only touch like 7 or 8 other things or something. But there's a limitation, so you can't put one in the middle; it'll break everything. However, this basically conforms to the standard that you're allowed. I think it's you can only have 7 in a row or something like that. But anyway, this works. Okay. Now, obviously, we've got these things called P2P tunnels. So if we go over to P2P tunnels, you basically create these with an engineering processor, some fluix crystals, and then some iron, and you make these P2P tunnels. You can. Oh, I didn't know that. Attunement. Fair enough. Anyway. So yeah, you can make these P2P tunnels, and then you need something called a what is it, card something or other. There it is. So you need a memory card, all right? And what you do is you right-click, shift right-click on one of the P2P tunnels, then you go to the other end of the tunnel and you right-click on it, and it basically links the two together. Now I don't need to do that right now because I've already set this up, and you'll see that in a moment. But yeah, so this is the biggest, well, one of the biggest issues that I've changed in here. So each one of these sites can do 32 channels. So just in this section alone, we've got 64, so 128, 256, so 512 channels in just this one little section. We've got another 512 there, and there. Then we've got all these top ones, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you go 6, 6, and 6. So that's 24. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 on the top. So 32 times 32, and on the bottom there's another 32 times 32. As you can probably tell, there's a lot of channels. Now, there is a trick that was on one of the videos which I was looking at the mod packs, where you put one of these ME controllers underneath, so it's a separate system, and you basically link the top system through this system, which essentially puts all of these 32 channels. So you can do 8 channels on one of these. It goes 8, 8 into the system. Now all of these channels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, only takes up one channel coming out. Yeah, I know. So basically when I use a channel over here, I get that lot over there. I can have a P2P of 8 channels at a time. Trust me, it works. I've used it. It's great. Over here, we've made some significant changes. Now, this section here used to be the crushing of the Certus quartz and the fluix crystals, and I got rid of that because it was just too slow. So what we're going to do today is do Mekanism, or the start of Mekanism, because I want speed. So crushing and all that kind of crap is brilliant in Mekanism, so we'll get to that. I've moved the wireless network up here. I've also moved all of these over here, and as you can see, I'm using 8 channels across all of this. That is coming out of that P2P. Now, there's 8 channels coming out of the P2P there. There's 8 channels this side, yeah, going into here. There's 8 channels coming down here. So it comes down here and it comes through, and then there's 8 channels coming off of here. There's 8 channels coming off of here, and there's 8 channels coming off of here. So this one bundle here would be able to do, so this is 2 of 32 channels. So 2 lots of channels are coming into here, and then this is just splitting out those 8. So as you can see, this is going to be huge, like 2 of 32. So I've got one P2P there and one P2P there. This P2P is doing 1, 2, 3 at the moment, but as you can see, 3 at the moment, but it's only got 9 of 32 channels. So I've got 32 channels coming out of there. That's awesome. It does get really complicated but very, very awesome. So this one here is coming out of 8 times those channels, and then we've got one coming off there, one coming off there, and one coming off of there. Under here we've got 8 channels, over here we've got 8 channels, over here we've got 8 channels, and we've still got more to play with, so we can extend that. So obviously we go into the wall when it comes down to here and it goes across, and then we've got a couple of things up there, which is not a problem. The importer has now moved over here, and we've got some seriously heavy duty importer stuff going on. It's just sped up, and capacity cards full to max, so it really does eat. It looks like the quarries are finished, so we might have to go and play with those. We've still got, everything still working under here, or we should do. So this one here is actually running off of this, which is running off of this, which is running off of this P2P tunnel. So we've got one tunnel here going that way. We've got, in fact, actually, we've got another. So we've got 8 into here, and then it splits off into the 8. Well, 32, sorry, and then it splits off into the, yeah, like I said, it gets complicated real fast. Just know this works. And if we need more channels, we just put another P2P tunnel a bit further down, coming off of here, but yeah, connect all it. Just trust me, it works. All of it is connected up, so it can't not work, if you see what I mean. These things are going to move eventually. This isn't hooked up, but these things are going to move, but I'm not really worried about those ones. Now over here, obviously, we've got a significant change because I've added even more. So we've now got 4 lots, and as you can see, we've got 8 channels, so there's 8 things going that way. We've got 8 channels going down that way. We've got 8 channels going there and 8 channels there, which gives us a total of 32 channels, right? So here we go, look, 32 or 32. Now that's one P2P tunnel, 32 by 32. So if I put another P2P tunnel going this way, I can have another 32 there, and then another 32 if I extend it down. Like I said, it goes mental. This, again, there's no channels being used at the moment, but that is another P2P tunnel. This one's actually linked to the one over there. So yeah, we've got, what have we got in here? We've got 17 in there, we've got a little bit in there. I've changed this ender chest as well because it's not using a channel anymore, so that's cool. We've got these things still here, so this is all still there. This is all still here. I will eventually move it, but as you can see, all the underside is connected. All the insides are connected and both sides into the cube, and then the cube handles everything, literally everything. So that's all cool. We've got this thing still set up here. We've got outside has been doing really well, so I'm loath to change any of that because it's working. So this is up here, right? So we've got upstairs. We've made one significant change, which is we've removed the ME terminal from here, but we have connected up, the stuff upstairs because we needed it. I suppose we could brick this back up now. There we go, and then that will be fine. All of the things that were up here, we've left this one here. So the smelting I've just left in the wall because I didn't want to play with it. But all of this looks really cool. We've got no other changes up here. So down here we've gone through. The next one down, I've moved all the component machines down here. We've got this one full up, which I will show you. So if we have a look in here, we've now got a couple of the machines that were upstairs. They're now down here and fed off of the machine system upstairs, which is this thing. Now this has got pattern providers, so providing patterns in here so that I can just send things in. So as you can see, all of these things get sent in, and then they just get mullered on the other end. Now this has to change because this can't stay this way. So these are processing, so these are just melting, so they can kind of stay like that because they will just get processed each one. However, this is going to change because I want to be able to put it into Mekanism just to speed everything up, like I said. But it doesn't need to change if we don't want it to. This does need to change because this just does not work. So it sends all these patterns in there, but then they get all mushed up into one big chest, and then they don't work on the way out. These ones can because they're just getting crushed. So anything that's got one input is fine. Anything with multiple inputs is not. This is linked to the phyto thing, which I'll show you in a moment. But yeah, that's just creating with the things. But we can put carrots in there, and it will make carrots, and it will, that kind of stuff. It will just it's a duplicator essentially. And then this row has stayed the same. So we've now got an expansion section up the top, and we've got some stuff down the bottom. This is in one of the maximum cubes, and this is in the other, just to, you know, spread it about a bit. We've got the two end ones are stuff where this is phyto grow, so this is the growing section. This is what bone meal, or I think it was bone meal, or whatever input goes in there. So that's all cool, and we've got some more smart cables. Oh, the other thing that I've done is cables. I have created all of the cables into this so that we can pick the colors so that they don't mix and hurt themselves. But yeah, so we'll sort that anyway. We've got down here, which has changed slightly. I need to brick this back up, but yep, we've got the blue cable coming all the way down here from the top. We've got this thing linked over here with these. And again, underneath, so if we go underneath, you can see that we've got a P2P tunnel, which feeds all of this, and we'll work out, you know, exactly what we need to do when we need to do it there. This thing's still working, this is all working, and yeah, everything's all happy. We've got what else did I do? Oh yeah, these ones over here. So this one here was going to be one of my other items, and that's where the stuff I've got in my inventory was going to go, but I've decided against that. And then this one is just a temporary setup, just to make sure. So that's all in there. Now we've got the underground, which obviously we've been to, so we've now got access to the full underground section, so that we can play around and tweak things if we need to, and run cables. Then we've got a new room, which is going to be the machine room, so Mekanism and all that kind of stuff, and we'll probably put its own power supply down here as well, which I think would be quite a good idea. And then underneath, you've got an underneath room, which basically just allows you to have an underneath room. I need to get rid of the torches, but apart from that, we should be all good. So without further ado, we've got the cables coming in here. Now, to enable attaching different colors, you need a Fluix connector. So what I've done is I've gone for the new one, for the blue one, and then down into here we've got now Fluix, which we can go across, and we can color code these networks now. So this blue network will have 8 of these attached to it, or can have. Well, in fact, actually it's 32 channels, so whatever is up to 32 channels. And then we'll have another, in fact, actually, I think it is 8. Well, anyway, we will go ahead and there's no point, because it just makes my head hurt. Anyway, we can extend these things that way, and we can put different colors for different sections, just so that we understand where those sections are. But for now, we have 7 more channels that we can come off of here. Then we can put another couple, and we can put even more channels. So the idea is that they will not go into the floor, but they will, well, actually they might go into the floor, but the idea is we're going to set up rows and banks of machines all down here that are going to be doing specific things. And then power, I suppose power could realistically still live here, but we are going to need, eventually we are going to need the next one up, because this is just not going to be, you know. Okay, that explains that, yes, the quarries have finished, so we've got to go and reset those. But yeah, so we've got this one here obviously working, and there's no issues with it. There's no reason to kill it off yet, so, or expand it or give it another one, because we're still within our operational limits, and that's fine. So down here, create, further down, machine room. Now the first machines that I want to get in place, considering I've got it here, is a photo blah blah blah, a photo thingamajiggy. But we don't really need it right now. This is the stupidest thing. I've got enough wither to last me, because I was using it as a test. Yeah, I've got enough now to last forever, I think. We got quite a lot. I literally just put it into the photo thing, and it produces like 5 to 7 or something of it. So if we do need something really quick, that would be really cool to get that up and running and in. So that would be cool. But we'll work on that. We've got ender chests and you know, Christ knows what else, and all the little bits and pieces that we need to do. So for now, I'm going to put everything back in here, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to kind of reset, work out what I need to do, and then get the stuff and the tools that I need to do it. And it does not involve a lot of this stuff. So what I would like to do is get Mekanism up and running. That is my main goal right now. So Mekanism, we're going to have a couple of lines going down the center of the room, I think, or maybe across the, actually we'll go across the side here. That would be quite cool. Right, so here we've got obviously blue smart cable. So if we go and grab our blue smart cable, we don't need the blue smart cable. We could use the Fluix glass, which I'm going to, but we are going to put the thing there so that we can see how many channels we're actually using on this tunnel, and then we'll work our way depending on what we're going to do or what we need for the different bits and pieces. So all exports are going to be handled via chests, via ender chests, because, well, that's working so far. Plus it also saves us channels, and then all the exports and all that kind of stuff is all going to be handled using the ME system. So if we put that away because I don't need it, and then right, so I've got three things that I really do need to do, which is processing patterns, which is infused alloys, right? Because infused alloys is a massive thing with Mekanism. Yeah, it pretty much makes most things, or is involved at some point in the making of those things. And as you can see, this one, pretty important. So we need to make these. So metallurgic infuser is the first one. That is a one-shot, like one input, one output. This one is the basic infusion factory, and I think that gives you 8 slots. I'm not entirely, I think you should think it's 8 slots. And then obviously the next one up gives you better speed and power and Christ knows what else. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with an infuser, because that is the first one. So this side we're going to do 4, and we need 3 of those. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to cut a hole in the floor, because that's where our power is going to go. So this is going to be behind, so we're going to cut a floor hole, 2, 3, and then 4. And then what we're going to do is grab our item there, and what we want, so this is the flux point obviously for the base, and then we need cyclic, because we're using cyclic energy. So let's get our energy cables, and there we go, done. Okay, so now we can put our I'm going to leave this one space, but you don't have to, and I would probably advise you not to. But I am, because I want to be able to hook off of here in multiple different directions, and I just want access to it so I can check it. But yeah, we'll eventually cover that up or move it. We've got the metallurgic infuser here. So the first thing that you need to do is, obviously with Mekanism, the first item that we need is the infused alloy, which is basically redstone and iron. Okay. So we've got 2 ways of doing this. We can either export directly into the system, or we can, pull from it and do whatever we want. Now these things are really cool because the front of them is also an input-out slot, which is perfect. So we've got power coming in the bottom. We are going to have the items coming in from the top, so the actual item that we need. And then we're going to have another input in the front, which is going to allow us to input the stable item, or what I call the stable item. It's the item that is always going to be imported into here. In this case, because we're doing infused alloy, we're going to import redstone constantly. Okay, so we're going to fill it up, essentially. We are literally going to fill up the redstone. Now, there are different things for each one. Okay. So for this one, I think it's diamond dust. So if we go and have a look at the second one, which is reinforced alloy, it's diamond dust plus the infused alloy. And then if you have a look at the last one, I think it's in refined obsidian. Now, the reason that I've got 4 is because refined obsidian is great, but we need to make refined obsidian, which is powdered obsidian. So diamond, powdered obsidian, and then the powdered obsidian becomes refined obsidian. And then the refined obsidian becomes that. So we need diamond dust twice. So this is why I said don't really worry about the second one at the moment. I'm gonna put it in for completeness because we're gonna hook all of these up together, but you don't really need it. You know, you just be aware that these two are going to be running diamond dust. These two are different. This is redstone. This one here. Oh no, hang on. Maybe I'm being stupid. No, 3 of them, sorry. Yeah, because... Oh no, there we are. Refined obsidian goes in here. So there we go. The refined obsidian comes into there. So, yeah. That's the second one, refined obsidian. But it's made here. And then we probably need another one. But yeah. It gets complicated real quick. Like, really, really quickly. We probably do need another one. But anyway, we're going to start with the first one. And then we'll work our way through them. But we're just going to drop them down right now. Now this one, obviously, we export redstone into. Which is perfect. We'll get that stuff sorted. So if I chuck this down in the front. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hook it up once there. And I'm going to throw it, what am I going to do? I'm going to be throwing it there or going to throw it here. I think what I will do is throw it here so that we can hook those up. Now we can see that we've got 5 of 8 channels. So we're going to need another set of channels if we're going to hook all of these up. But that's why we've got these P2P tunnels, because that will not be a problem. Yeah. Right, so... let's have a look at... I mean, what we could do is put... No, we're not going to. No, that's just too simple. That's just too stupid. Right, anyway, we're gonna ignore that. So here, we're definitely going to break this because I forgot to put down what I needed, which is the ME pattern providers. So the ME pattern provider, I'm not going to use these ones. I'm going to use the mega ones because they've got way more pattern provider stuff, basically. So we're going to put that on top. We're going to put... well, we're going to put it on top for all of them. We don't need the big ones. You can get away with using the small ones because these are only going to be used for one thing. But I want to use them because, well, I haven't used them. So we're going to put that one in there. We're going to put that one in there. And we're going to put that one in there. Right? So these first 3 machines are actually the items, and then the other machines, we'll probably need another one from the diamond and obsidian and refined, whatever. But that's going to be separate. So these first 3 are going to be 1, 2, 3. Those are the things that are going to be created, essentially. And we'll work our way through that one. And then we're probably going to need, that's 6, that's 7, and that's 8. So this last one, we're going to need to at least break this. There's 7 there, so yeah, we're going to leave that as 1 block, and then we'll do another lot, probably facing the other side, but we'll do it here as well. But we'll get another P2P tunnel down here. That P2P should actually be slightly higher, I think. That P2P is wrong. That's limiting the amount of channels. Right, let's limiting the amount of channels because it's not bringing enough channels down here. So if I shift them, oh crap. Right, I broke that one. So we're going to go back upstairs and try and fix it. Now I know that I put that one there as my P2P. So you got to kind of remember, like, they've got color codes on them, but if you can't remember, this is really difficult to find a color code. So we're going to break this. We're going to, right, so that comes into here, it comes into 32, and then it should break. You have to break it down because the P2P cannot hook on to a big fat cable. So we're going to put that there, right, which will give us that, and then that now matches. Now we're going to put a big fat cable, a big blue one there, right? So that now gives us 7 of 8 channels remaining. Or 7 of 8 channels, really? No, that doesn't make sense either. Oh, hang on. No, that's just one lot. Yeah, that's right. So we need this to disappear, and we need the big fat fluix. There we go. Big fat fluix. Bingo. That's one channel coming into here, or 7 channels of 32, and then we got 8 here. Then I can branch off that way, that way, that way, that way. Right, so here we've got 8 coming out, and then what we can do, so we'll get rid of that, and then what we need it to do is branch out from here. So I'm going to get my blue again, because I like the blue, and then we're going to branch out this way, and then that will basically fill up the other channels but for there. Now there are some little stopper things which are called cable anchors, and they're pretty cheap, but you can just right click, put that there, and it will stop the cables from attaching to each other, which can come in quite handy, especially when you're doing like what I'm about to do, which is I'm going to put the exporter here, but I'm going to put the cable here, and then I'm going to put a cable up here, then I'm going to put a cable here, and then I'm going to attach it up to the smart cable. There we go. And you can see that we're using 2 channels, but they're not connected because these cable anchors have stopped the connection. Yeah? So that's how we can do cables next to each other and all that kind of stuff. So we've got 7 channels there, so we've got one more channel. We'll probably put a pattern provider or something there, and then we've got another. So you can see here we've only got one P2P, right, but it comes down and into 32 channels. So one P2P gives you 32 channels, so we can do some pretty cool stuff like with just one P2P. However, we're not going to stick with just one because we like this. Right, so that's there, and then we've got this thing here. So this one is going to be redstone. So that should be an export. So if we go into our setup, we are going to shift and left click all of these, right, to reset all the slots. We are then going to go input, dark red. Nope, we need orange. So these are all color coded, remember. So input, there we go, yellow is front. Okay, as you can see, the redstone came in. We're going to need some upgrades. Come on, of course we're going to need some upgrades. But unless I've got some handy, or I can just kick some off. What is it? Capacity cards, crafting. Right, so we've got crafting cards, acceleration cards, and capacity cards. So we're going to get 10 capacity cards and 10 acceleration cards for now. We'll come back to those because that will take a little bit of time to craft. However, you can see the redstone's coming in here quite nicely, so that's not a problem. And then all we need now is iron. So we need to set this stuff up. In fact, actually, what have we got in here? Iron infused alloy with 1 iron. So 1 iron should go in the top. Now this is the red. So what we're going to do is we're going to go at the top, input red. Okay, auto eject will be on, and auto eject will be out the back. So output blue, back. Blue, back. Okay. Now the redstone's filled up quite nicely. We are literally going to, I need to clear the ender chest for those ones, so I'm not going to use those ones. What I am going to do is grab our acceleration cards and stuff. We won't need too many, I don't think, to be honest. And then we're going to put our ender chest, and we're going to put our ender chest on top of here because that's where I want it. And then obviously we've got item cables, so that's energy, so we'll put that one back there. We've got item cables that we need to make some more of. So let's make some more item cables. Item cables. Item cable. There we go. Right, we need stairs, that's right. And we don't have any stairs. Do we have any bricks? We don't. But we can craft them. Alright. Yeah, this is why I want Mekanism, because this thing, like, there's only one thing. If I had more machines, I could get this to go faster. However, Mekanism does it anyway. So let's get 4 of these for the moment. We can let this run, but just for now we'll leave that go and just grab 1 extra set, 'cause that's all we should need at the moment, because this is going to feed both sides of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll just definitely pull from the back. There we go. We'll get rid of those. Let's get that. That's all sorted. So here, now that should be going out the back. We're going to set this one up. So shift left click and it will, as you click it, it will clear it. Right, so from the front we need yellow. From the top we need blue, red, sorry. And from the back we need blue. Okay. So the same with this one. Let's clear everything. And then we need yellow on the front. We need red at the top and blue at the back. And then same deal. We need input. We need extra. And then we need output. Auto eject should be on by default, because it just makes life simple. Okay, this one here has got this, which is a reinforced alloy. So let's go and have a look at reinforced. Reinforced alloy is here. So as you can see, we need diamond dust, and then an infused alloy, and then we'll get the reinforced. So we need diamond dust at this stage and further on down, but at definitely this stage we need diamond dust. So we're going to have to set up another lot of machines just here to pulverize those things and get those things done. But now we've got this, we should be able to ask, in fact actually what we're going to do right now is just make these, sorry, while we are here. You know, that might not be the best way. We'll choose 2, 4, there we go. And then item, cable. I don't know if we've got enough to do all of it. No, we haven't, we've run out of stuff already. Perfect. You know what, it doesn't matter, we don't need it right now. Right, let's go and find Mekanism. So we need something obviously to crush it, so a pulverizer type deal. And then we also know we need a machine, so basic smelting. There we go, basic crushing. Basic crushing, there we go. So we need basic control circuit, we need a crusher, so the first crusher. We need the basic control circuit, which is another one of these, so osmium ingots and redstone. So if we go over to here, if I go over to here first and steal one of the redstones, there we go. We'll go over to here and we'll add redstone to that, because this has now become our other one. So we're going to go upstairs and we're going to have like patterns this side. So if we get a basic crushing factory, so if we get a crusher, we're going to need these basic control circuits, quite a lot of these anyway. So if we do that and then take away the redstone, because we're already feeding the redstone, and then we can take that and then we can go downstairs like so. And we can shove that in there, and then that will now make those for us. So if we go to a crusher, we know that we need 2 of those. We also need this, right? So this requires what? It requires steel. Now, steel is one of the ones that we can put in a redstone furnace, or energized smelter. We can bolt blast it, but smelting seems the best way. So we need steel ingots. So steel, enriched iron, and carbon. As you can see, this gets old quick. Enriched carbon comes from iron and charcoal. So we need another couple of infusers. Let's just check that, make sure. We've got quartz enriched. But enriched iron is a metallurgic infuser, so we need a couple more of them. So let's do that. Right, so we can get 2 of them. We'll get 2. These I'm gonna put along here because it's making things, right? So if it's making stuff, I'm keeping it there. item, where's energy? There we go. Like so, and put that one down there. Okay, so we've got this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be exporting coal in here. So that will be coal. I think we've got enough. So that'll be coal. That will go in there. And that will come in again exactly the same way. So we'll have at the top, we'll have the input at the, we'll have, that one will be yellow, and that one will be blue, and then auto eject on. And then this one again, it's going to be exactly the same. That even, and that. Oh, and auto eject, which was done. Okay, so we've got that one sorted. So now what we need is we need a cable. That should then start filling up. There we go. Carbon is now filling up. And then we need the top bits. So we need one of these mega pattern providers there and there. And then we're going to link that up to here. Check out how many channels we've got. We've got 5 of 8, so we were okay for the moment. This one here we will get back to, but this we need right now. So we need enriched iron to go into our system. Enriched iron. There we go. Hit the button. Get rid of the carbon because we don't need the carbon there. That's not a massive issue. This one here, and we got enriched items that we could do, but I'm not going to. And then so this one again is carbon, enriched iron, which goes to steel. Okay, so we need steel. Where is the steel? Dust. No. Where did the steel go? Where did the steel go? That's high carbon steel. There's dirty steel. Why can't I see it? I can't see it. Enriched iron goes to, oh, steel blend. Okay, so we're just going to grab that, and again we're going to get rid of the carbon because that's going to be an automatic export. So we'll just need one charcoal or one coal. We need some more exporters. Thank you. Sorted. Can I get one? Just one right now? One right now would be great. No, okay then let's go downstairs and wait for it. There we go too. Okay, so we've got another export we can put on there. Now this one here is, right, so that's our pattern. So that's going to be waiting for what? That's going to be waiting for osmium ingots, which is fine. This one is going to be our enriched iron. So that's, the pattern needs to do enriched iron. And then this one here is going to be our coal. So this one here needs to be that. We need to shove that in there. And then we need to do a fluix, and we're good. That should now start filling up. Now these things, they don't need capacity cards. So those are rubbish, but they will need just a bit of speed, just to, you know, give it a bit of a boost really, because when we're using this a lot, we're going to need that speed. So yeah, so that's that one. So that should be all good. That should be good. That should be good. Right, so we've got carbon in there, which is enriched, and then this one then produces steel, and then the steel dust gets smelted. So let's go up because we need another pattern. We'll grab our exporters, steel blend. Let's have a look at the blends. Invar. Right, okay. Why is that not? Yeah, it doesn't like it, does it? So enriched iron there, and then that goes to here, which is steel blend, and then the steel blend can be used, but the steel blend can also be smelted. So we're going to grab that because that needs to be smelted. So if we go over here to our smelters, these ones are multi, so that's not the right one that we're looking for. This is the smelter, yeah? So this is the smelter, so we'll chuck it in there for the moment because they will work, that will work there. And then what we need is a crusher. So let's see if we can actually get to a crusher now. We're going to obviously need a pattern for that. But we've got that. We've got this stuff, so we need 2 patterns. We need, that one's fine. We need this pattern overall, and then we need that. Yeah. So if I go upstairs and grab a pattern, which is a crusher. So obviously we're going to need to put some lava buckets in the thing, which is fine. Yeah, I kind of knew we'd have to do that. And then we obviously need that. So these are 2 patterns, so they can go in here. Where are we? Molecular assembler, so they can go in there, and they should be all good. So just so long as we've got a couple of buckets, we've got available. Oh, we don't need buckets because we've got lava in the system. You got lava in the system, or you got water in the system, it will use that. I know, it's kind of smart. It is kind of smart. Where are we? Come on, let's get these crushers done. I am conscious that this is 40 minutes into the episode. We've just got our crushers. We've still got a way to go before we can get most of the other stuff, or even further into our system, which allows us to do this kind of stuff. So I think what I will do, hook one of these up, and then we are literally gonna stop. And then we'll do anything else the next time. So this one here, what is stuck? It's stuck. Basic control circuits are stuck. So why is that not working? Basic control circuits. Basic control. Osmium ingots. Okay. Osmium? No, we've got osmium ingots. So it shouldn't be an issue. Chest isn't hooked up. And don't. Boom. Now that should work. Should be the osmium ingots should work. Is that the right one? Yeah. So if I chuck that in there, that should work now. Alright, so what's holding it up now? No, wrong floor. I might use portals to get around. I don't know. Or travel anchors, maybe. That would be quite cool. What else is hanging this up? Enriched iron. Oh, you know why? Yep, because it didn't hook them up. Jesus. Right, there we go, that's that. And then this goes into there, and then the steel blend should be made. And then we should get our crafting here. We'll be able to go and upgrade one of the crushers like immediately, and then we'll work on the other. But we need stuff to be crushed. So, yeah, it should be good now. Right, so we're obviously going to need speed upgrades, but we'll deal with that next time. Speed upgrades are relatively straightforward for this. They're just cards. Is it speed? I know what they look like. I just can't see them. There we go, 1 crusher. So we've got 1 more crusher being made, but we'll deal with that. I'll deal with that later. Right here, these cards I've already put into the system here. So speed upgrades. It's just a fairly simple recipe. So osmium dust with that. So we need to create osmium dust. Gold dust, you know, that kind of stuff. So it's just, yeah, different ones. Right. The crusher would be most beneficial in here. So we're going to upgrade this system for the crusher. So the pulverizer here at the moment is pulverizing anything that comes in, which is exactly what we want it to do. Now obviously we need it to come out of the bottom. So if we go here and we pull, so if we get rid of everything and we'll auto eject, we will input at the top and we will output the bottom, and literally anything that comes in will go in. Now we can make a factory out of this, but that at the moment will be quite slow. However, we're gonna, next episode we're gonna make a factory. Or is it this episode? No, this episode is too long. This episode is too long. You're supposed to be good. Right, we're gonna get rid of this for the moment. We're gonna put the pulverizer back. We're not gonna put that one back. That's a crusher. That's a pulverizer. Right, we're going to put the pulverizer back. We'll make a factory next episode. But for this episode, that is it. Because this is taking way too long. However, we have got our first part bits of Mekanism. We've got the ones that are really important. We've got other bits and pieces that obviously support that. And we've learnt about the tunnels and all that kind of stuff. So next episode, we will go through and we'll make some factories. And then we'll start getting into the enriching and all that kind of stuff. And you know, sort of make everything right. But right now, this episode is too long. So, yeah, all my good intentions have gone out the window of shorter episodes. But anyway, we learned quite a lot today. So, yeah. I should just shut up, shouldn't I? And just say, you've been awesome. I've been Synthesis. Laters.